this computer. Melissa, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate you. So for anyone who's listening for the first time, this is the Mental Money Podcast. I'm your host, Natalie, and this is Melissa. Melissa, do you mind if I share your last name?
Of course.
And Melissa Bell of Bell Beauty. And she is a participant in my training, the funding formula, which we have pretty much been working on a series of uh, interviews with the participants just to get your idea on what the training was, how you're applying it to your business. And some of my questions will be focused on that. But we actually met via TikTok. You joined one of my lives one time. And I don't know what it was, but I guess you can share with other people, not only about your business. So tell people what your business is, but what was it about that TikTok live that day that kind of made it accessible or like a sense that you just needed to do this training?
Okay, so with me actually joining TikTok in 2023 late and
Mhm.
wanting to expand my business and grow my business. This is Bell Beauty and Cosmetics. So, I'm a hairstylist and a makeup artist, but I'm getting more into selling and reselling hair care products, skin products, cosmetics products, and I'm ready to take my business to the next level. I want to learn more about my business. I want to get a business plan, get funding, all that good stuff. And I look at TikTok as an education center.
Yeah,
And I happen to just be scrolling on TikTok, and you see the pages on TikTok where everybody's like, get this funding grant for $25, get this for this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I don't want just a bundle where I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah,
I need to see someone or talk to someone that's going to coach me, that's going to help me, that's going to develop. And what happened was you were doing a live, a platform with all African American women. I'm not going to lie, that's something I wanted to be a part of. I was just thrilled to hear the information that you were talking about on TikTok as far as grants and how to get your business seen, and when you walk into a room, how you need to carry yourself. And I'm just like, this is what I need.
yeah,
All the women had something great to say, coming from your program, and to hear what their businesses were about. And I feel like your program was also personal. It
yeah,
didn't feel like I will be swallowed up with a million other TikTok followers. I
yeah.
felt like it was personal. I felt like I can relate. I felt like if I had a question, which is I did, and you answered, I felt seen when I was looking at your TikTok. And I'm just like, I need to be part of this program. Whatever it is, God, it feels good to me. It doesn't feel generic. It doesn't feel like she's trying to sell a 25, $100, or $500 bundle. I want to
Yeah.
be a part of this program.
Right. Okay. So, can you share how the training has impacted your understanding of your business's competitive advantage in your industry?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When I say, okay, one, I would like to say this is not for the weak. And I'm not going to say you have to be weak. I'm just saying you have to want this.
Oh,
If
you have
you're
someone.
an entrepreneur and you want to take your business to the next level, if you want to be that business that your family can possibly take over,
Mhm.
I needed this from your program.
Yeah.
Your program, when I say this is stuff that I've never heard anybody else talk about on the platform,
Yeah.
you were getting down to the nitty gritty. And when I say that, so I know what I wanted my business to be, but when I had to look at the competitor side of who I was going up against, it
Mhm.
was an eye opener for me. Where I needed to start it, where I needed to start, what type of products I needed, my target market, who was I trying to reach. You bundled all of that up for me in order, because when you're doing everything, you're an entrepreneur, your thoughts are all over the place. I
Yeah.
did not know how to put my stuff in order.
Mhm.
And going through your program, you literally helped me put everything in order to now I know who I'm reaching. I know what my price breaks need to be. I
Mhm.
know over a 5-year plan what I can do, what is the best scenario, worst scenario. I've
Mhm.
never heard the stuff that you talked about from anybody else.
Mhm.
And at first, it was a little bit scary for me because nobody talked about it. But I'm
Mhm.
like, she's talking about stuff that this will keep your business in the long run.
Yeah.
This will keep your business going.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to make it a turnkey,
Mhm.
this is going to set your business up for success.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is some good stuff.
But
This really
that's
good.
like, you gonna make me laugh. That's so funny. So, okay, so how have you set yourself apart? So you're looking at your competitors and now you know what you know, right?
Yes.
Okay, so before you had your competitive advantage, what were you doing before and then what are you doing differently now?
So before, I think I was just going with just a trend. I was just going with what was whatever out there. It's kind of like monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
Um, the difference now when I did my competitor advantage and who I'm going up against, I now see what I can offer that they really do not offer, especially
Mhm.
for minorities,
Right.
especially for Black owned businesses.
Hmm.
And as a consumer of them, a shopper, it didn't dawn on me because I'm just shopping. I'm just buying. Why? Because it's the trend. Is monkey
Right.
see, monkey do. But
Right.
now that I see where there's a hole where it's not filled and Black businesses are not on the same playing field, or the products, there's a lot of products that are not for African Americans or minorities that's not out there. I'm like, I have to get it out there. I have to be the next person to get our products out there because it's a million other products for other people, but what
Right.
about us?
Right.
So I saw the gap of where either they're choosing not to, or it's just they don't know how to
Right.
service us or to target us. So I found that thing, that gap where I can fill, where when I do launch my business, I know how to go after our minorities and our Black people. And it was shocking, but it was a good shocking because it's like there's a need,
Hmm.
and I want to be the person that's a part of that need.
Okay, good. I like that. All right. So, what specific aspects of the training help you refine your business's value proposition to better meet your target audience's needs?
So
Kind of touched on it a little bit.
okay. So besides, all right, going through the competitive advantages, it was even in the target markets, it was even to the point of doing like, I want to say, would a SWOT analysis be a part of it or anything like that?
Okay.
It's just more of, I think for me, it was more of, okay, so I'm just gonna make an example. Besides the target market and things like that, I also was able to see even our products, like how will we go about getting our products where it's vegan,
Right.
or if it's we're not using plastic.
Hmm.
It was just so many things that I learned about my business that you didn't think that it's important
Right.
with coming up with your products or
Hmm.
coming up with your packaging.
Right.
Once again, it's like monkey see, monkey do. So you're
Right.
thinking it's just the cardboard, the regular this, the regular that, when we have stuff that's affecting our planet. So it's like
Right.
when I do going through your program, it also helped me realize that there are some cons to what these businesses are struggling with. That is like, okay, Missy, you see this is a con. What can you do to make it a pro so that it won't affect your business like it's affecting my competitors?
Right.
So you don't think about that when you're coming up with your product or your packaging or your labeling or anything like that.
Mhm.
And that was a huge eye opener for me.
Right.
So, like I said, not only that I got the target market and the ins and out with my competitor, but now you even helped me down to how my packaging needs to be, made, to the point where if it's vegan, it literally needs to be vegan to the ingredients. And even
Right.
the price point, I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I threw prices out there,
Mhm.
not really understanding how am I divvying up this money?
Right.
Where the amount of products that I'm selling, where is this money going to? Is it
Right.
enough to afford my overhead,
Right.
my space, whatever it is that I needed for my business? You literally broke that down to a T for me, where I was like I said, when I say it's not for the weak, meaning I want this so bad that you made me want to learn more. And now I'm like, this is what I need to do to get my business. If these businesses are running successfully for years, the stuff that you have given me is letting me know this is what you need to do.
Okay.
What Natalie is talking about is right. And if you want to get there, you got to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no shortcuts. So I've learned, like I said, from my packaging. I'm revamping now because of your program.
Right.
It's serious, and it's a good serious because I'm thinking longevity. I'm not thinking
Right.
short term. This is going to be a long. Hopefully, I could give it down to my kids. So it's it's amazing what I'm learning with you in your program,
Okay.
and amongst the other women that's in there.
Right. No, that makes sense. Okay. So if I'm understanding, then your target market's needs are definitely like, so for example, if you had a client that was more sensitive to like environmental issues or sustainability, your products will kind of help them understand, or how you were able to build out your value proposition will help them understand why they're going to be attracted to you, and even justify the cost of paying more because it's not harming the environment in the long term.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, got you. All right. So how has your approach to risk management and contingency planning evolved since participating in the training?
Oh Jesus. I didn't know anything about risk management or contingencies until I met you.
Okay.
And that's the God's honest truth.
Mhm.
People, they don't tell you about this stuff, you
Yeah.
know, or I tell you this, the stuff that I'm learning with risk management and everything like that. I may not go in all the way with the risk management and things like that, but I'm just letting you know that you're touching stuff that I had no idea of. And when I'm going through it with my business, it was an eye opener of things that we don't think is a risk. It
Yeah.
really is. It can really, not only that it can hurt your business, it can also possibly create a lawsuit. Like that's how huge the risk management and just laying the formation out for me. And even when I had put the risk management in for my competitors, it was an eye opener. It's, to me, it's kind of like giving me a heads up. You
Right.
know, if you go about this way, this is what can happen.
Right.
But if you could avoid it and go about this way, it can turn out for a pro or a positive for you.
Right.
So once again, I didn't know anything about a risk management until your program. Once again, I'm just doing what the world shows you. I'm
Right.
not thinking of there's going to be a risk. I'm not thinking, oh, I possibly may not be sued. This broke it down, like the risk management part of the program broke it down to me of what I can avoid
Right.
now and in the long run. So
Right.
once again, I may not give you specifics because I'm still even though we're towards almost the end of the program and I'm still learning about it, let's just say I didn't know anything about it, and now that I know the stuff that I can avoid so
Mm.
that my business will not be in risk,
Right.
or a possible lawsuit or anything like that. But I didn't know anything about it, and going through your program, once again, it's an eye opener. It's amazing. Once again, nobody talks about this. Even the people who may want to write your grants for you or whatever,
Yeah.
nobody talks about this stuff.
No, they don't. It seems like it's almost bothering you that nobody talks about this. Why? Why?
Um, because we're living in a world where I feel like I'm the type of person that no matter what you share, people should always be willing to share.
Yeah.
Because we all bring something different to the table,
Mhm.
and you sharing this information can help the next person, and it's not like you're being greedy about it. I feel like people hold back so much information because they think, oh, once this person gets this information, they may do better than me, they may lead, whatever the case may be. the fact that you're so open and willing to share this information, I don't understand how some people are in business. I don't get it. To the point where,
Yeah,
do you really want me to be successful, or are you just taking my money?
right,
And that's why I probably didn't go with so many people in the past, because I'm not gonna lie, I felt like they were just wanting to take my money.
right,
You didn't even give me something or talk to me about something that was different that I never heard of to make me want to, go with your services.
right,
Like I said on your TikTok, the stuff you talk about, I'm like, I never heard this before, but nobody else is talking about it. I want to know more.
right,
And it is bothering me. It's crazy how you picked up on that, but it just amazes me how you was just so open on your platform, and the stuff that you have taught me and you taught other women, we're like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I just want to say I thank you for being that open book. I thank you for sharing your wealth of information. I thank you for not being afraid, because that really lets me know whoever comes to your program, you do want them to succeed, and you're not holding anything back.
right. No, it doesn't work unless you win. It doesn't. Like, think about it, right? What's the whole point?
Seriously. And the crazy part is that you're showing an example of that. You're not all talk. It's not
No,
a gift of gab with you.
no.
And
Mm,
that's why I'm like, this is, I knew I joined something. Well, watching your TikTok, something in me said I had to go for your program. I
mm.
didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. You just said,
Go
I
for
just
it.
remember on your TikTok, it will work if you want it to work. If you want to do the work, it will get done. And I said, I'm ready. And the stuff that I'm learning with you, I'm just like, I chose the right program by the grace of God, and by her being open on TikTok and sharing this information. I'm in the right place.
Okay. That makes me happy because I before I ever got online, I talked to this about like to cohort one about it, but I could not ever get online and just talk. I needed proof, I needed evidence of it working for other people, of it working how it's worked for me. And then on top of that, like making sure that you really do feel confident about getting the value that you are paid for, right? Like I built a business offline before I'm not Twitter, TikTok, I'm not LLC TikTok. All right. I really built a business offline before I came here, but I wanted you guys to understand like how these big businesses play. They play long term, long money, long investments. They're
Right,
projecting out into 5 years from now, making
right,
plans, moving money around. You know what I mean? So
right,
yeah, that was really important to me. So when I'm doing these interviews, my intention is to not only encourage other people to join who might have been in the same place, but also to like really make it real for people. Like this is not play. If you're going to be in business and you're going to spend your money, your time, your effort, which it takes a lot of, right?
right.
Why not do it the right way?
But look,
Why
I
not do
I
it the
may
right
make
way?
that I may make that face, but it's just if someone was to really ask me, I really can't put your program into words. One thing I can say, it's a blessing,
Okay.
and it's a blessing of what you're doing for our people and anybody who wants to join.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard work, but I know it's going to be something great at the end.
Right.
These hours of all the women coming together and you having patience with us, and you're like, text me if you have any questions. I'm here. I've never got that from anybody else that I went through a service. I don't
Mm,
feel rushed with you. I don't feel like you don't hear me, that you don't see me. I feel like you extend yourself beyond than what you're already doing. So this hard work that I'm putting in, I know is going to be for something great, and I'm excited, and I can't wait when we're almost finished with this program. This is amazing. This is amazing. Like I said, the stuff that I learned with you, Nat, is so unheard of, and I really feel like all entrepreneurs that's starting, you need to get in this program first,
Right. Yeah. Start
Why
off.
you but you why you could do it while you launching and setting up your LLC. But
Right.
if they was to, if I had this program while I was setting up my LLC, you could forget about it. You could forget about it.
That's crazy. Because you know what's funny? I wish I had something like this when I first started too. Yeah. That would make me think through all of the different elements about the business before I got started. Yeah. That's so funny you say that because when literally my intent, you know how you got to do everything with intention.
Yes.
One intention when I first, before I was like, I'm gonna do this, what would I have wanted to know before I started?
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going through your program. I'm like, it's so much stuff I could have avoided. And don't get me wrong, you learn from
You
your
learn.
mistakes. You
You
learn
do.
from, but I'm sitting here saying to myself, oh my God, it's so much stuff I could have avoided
Yeah.
had I had something like this along my side while I was building my business.
Right. I have a question for you because I go through this training. I've done it for a number of years, right? And people are just like, why have you never mentioned grants? Like, I've never actually mentioned grants. What do you really think it's a grant training or do you think it's something else? What would you call it?
So I feel like I feel like this is a business training slash plan that's going to set me up for my grants.
Okay.
I,
Right.
I feel I feel like I need both. Only because the grants that I applied for in the past,
Hmm.
they some of them are asking business questions.
Yeah.
And I could see why I was not getting approved for them.
Right.
The stuff of like, what are you going to use the money for? What is your overhead? That is stuff that you talk about in this program where I was like, now I can see why they ain't choose me. I can see why they was like, girl, bye, on to the next.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
gonna be honest, the grants are always gonna be there, but this business plan, this my my business, I have to have this foundation with my business.
Right.
So of course I want to, I'm excited about the grants because I hear about grants all the time, but once again, no knowledge. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
There's no knowledge of grants. Nobody talked to me about grants, building my business, even other business owners. They not, like I said, they're probably holding back information. I don't know.
Could be, yeah.
Nobody has said anything about grants until I got into your program and you're breaking down. So I like how you're going through the business, asking the necessary questions because those questions are in some of the grants.
They're in, remember we broke, I don't know if you were in that weekly session that we had where I showed the application. It was like a $50,000 grant. You were there that
Yep.
day?
Yep.
$50,000 grant. And they were asking for projections with
Yeah.
assumptions and all that information. And I just wanted to show you guys. I'm like, I'm not making this stuff up. That's what they want to know.
And it's crazy. Of course, I didn't want to act crazy when we was on a session, but I'm like, oh my God, Natalie was just talking about this. Like, you know what she's talking.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised when you say something because I'm like, yo, this girl knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's talking about. And the crazy part is that you back everything up.
100%. But that's what I'm teaching you guys too. Like, if you're going to say something, you got to back it up with market research and data. You have to. You can't. No, nobody can just be all talk. And that phase, that age of the internet is over anyway. If you're
Yeah.
not showing, improving, and demonstrating with market research or something to support it as far as the what you can bring, nobody wants it. Why are you
No,
really?
you're right. You're absolutely right. It's clear as day. Like I said, I went through some of the grants, even people who's willing out to give loans,
Yeah,
everything that you're talking about during this program, I'm glad I didn't just jump off the gun with the loans either, because I'm being honest, I probably would have messed it up.
yeah.
I probably would have been in serious debt,
Mhm.
not knowing my projections,
Right.
not knowing my best worst case scenario,
Yeah.
not knowing anything. And I'm like, I thank God that He did not allow me to go that far. And I seen your program because I'm like, now I know what to do
Now
when
I
I
see.
get that loan.
Right.
Now I know what to do when I get that grant. So
Yeah.
I understand everybody want the grants, but it's not going to work if you don't have that business plan. It's not going to work if you don't know your like you said, your risk management, where the money's going to go, your 5-year projection, whatever projections, your SWOT analysis. It's not going to work if you don't know the structure of your business in and out.
You know, so far, I'm glad you said that because whenever I get online, right, and they hate when I say this, Melissa. When I tell you they be in my DMs ripping me to shreds, okay? Because I always talk about winners versus losers, right?
Mm.
Okay. So the last live I was on, we did like a 4-hour marathon, and I was like, okay, so I gave you guys like all the opportunities that are available. I told you there's a grant for everything, but then when you get into the application, what y'all gonna do? Because if I get in the application, I'm winning.
Right. Right.
You don't come against me in the application because you're not gonna win, right? Oh, Melissa,
Right.
I hate when I say that, but it's true though. Like, what you gonna do?
I think it's good to have that confidence.
Right.
I think it's good to have that determination. I'm be honest. When I saw your application for the program, I was like, "Ooh, this
Not
is
who.
lengthy." Ooh, but you know
Okay.
what? I had that confidence. I
Hmm.
had that determination, and
Hmm.
you picked me out of hundreds applications.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, you
Nope.
don't have that confidence, that determination. I'm going to get it the right way. I'm going to get it the way where there's longevity and my business is not going to be falling over in the next year or two.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do. But the thing is that, of course, Nat, you're not giving everybody what they want to hear.
No.
That's what a lot of some of these TikTokers are doing. They giving everything what everybody want to hear, but there's no longevity. Where's the longevity of these businesses? They're not talking about that. But on your platform, when
Right.
I heard some of the women, the rooms they were in, the networking, and the people that they met, I'm like, ooh, this is what I need to be in because that's where I want my business to go. I don't want something quick in a hurry. I don't want what everybody want. I don't
Right.
want the popular. I want what you talked about, what you showed to back it up,
Right.
and you had women, other women that went through your program as proof. I wanted that. Everybody else don't have proof. Everybody's. I'm not trying to knock anybody hustle, but everybody's just online talking about grants 8 hours a day, repeating the same thing.
Right. It's true. You know what's interesting? So again, to your point, we were talking about the not us, but it was another group of women I was talking to. We were talking about why money can't just be given, right? Or like why it's just not like easier to kind of just get access to this kind of information. And I'm just like 90% of businesses fail within the first year.
You're right.
So if I give you the money and you don't know what to do with it or you don't know how to make a return, you're just going to end up back in another line of people who are just asking for a handout versus if you actually created like a structure around how you're going to use that money, what you're going to make use of it, you can be one of the 10% who make it out.
I tell you what, I'm gonna be honest. I once was those people.
Right.
I don't want all this
I get
hoopla.
it. No, me too. No, before I really understood, before I learned this, I was one of those people too. I get it.
And I think that's what's important. I feel like that once was my mindset, but then I was stuck in the middle. But going through your program, it made me appreciate it. It
Mm,
made me really look not only at my business differently, even myself.
right.
What kind of business owner do I want to be?
Right.
What part of network do I want to be a part of?
Right.
Like they say, you surround yourself with like-minded people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm like, why not start here? And
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, I took a chance. I swear to God, by the grace of God, I took a chance with your program, but this is also something I prayed for. I'm
Mm.
like, God, I don't want just a business, I don't want just a viral business, and after that, nobody ever hears my name again.
Boom.
I don't want a business where I put all this work in for a year or 2 years, and next thing you know, I have to dissolve it. I don't want that. And
Right.
I feel like, once again, listening, see, before I even came to your program, I watched you a few times on TikTok. So it just wasn't just that one live.
Right.
I
Yeah.
following you. And
Mhm.
I'm like, look at all the different stuff that she's talking about and what the people that she's talking about with what they're saying.
Mhm.
It gotta be facts, because if that's the case, we all will have this handout with money. We all will have businesses, and we
Right,
all will be flourishing it.
right.
So there has to be truth in what you're saying. And then I was also paying attention to the people you had on the platform.
Mm.
So at some point, you got to sit here and ask yourself, what kind of business do you want to have? What kind of business owner do you want to be? What kind of change, if you are trying to make a change, what
Right,
kind of change are you trying to make for your customers, your consumers?
right,
And my reputation is important. Who
right.
I'm connected to is important. And your program had me look at myself, not just my business once again, but me as a business owner.
Right.
What you trying to be viral like everybody on TikTok, or you really trying to have a successful business that you could possibly hand down and
Yeah.
pass on to your generations?
Right.
So your program was also self-reflecting for me.
Mm.
But once again, I'm a learning spirit. I'm not arrogant. So
Mm.
I'm willing to learn. I
Yeah.
think that's another difference with a lot of people. If you just want a handout and you're not willing to learn how to make it, like you said, make a return or make it grow or flourish, that already says enough about you already.
Right. No, it's true. Melissa, what's next for your business? Now that you know what you know, right? Like what's the next steps? Talk to me about like how you're gonna take this knowledge and run with it. Because I want great things for you. I think your business model, the idea that you have is amazing. I don't want you to give away all your secret sauce on the interview. Just yeah, because you know.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me what's next for your brand.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Um, Going through your program, like I said, you really had me revamping my
Okay.
business.
Good.
Um, what's next is networking with certain people for those products.
Amen. Good job. Okay. I love it. And I have a book recommendation for you, by the way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, like I said, I'm ready to reach out. I know my numbers. I know what I need to do. I have confidence, more confidence.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I also have more confidence because my business plan. You helped me with my business plan. Um, Everything that we talked about, anything I had to ask you, you've answered, and you've coached me and you've helped me with that. Even though I didn't have too many, you still have an open door policy
Yeah.
that is like, whatever you need, come to me, I'll help you, we'll figure it out, we'll do this and a third. And I feel like my business next, I have to network. I have to
Yeah.
network. I have to get those other business owners in,
Yeah.
because that's part of my brand.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, no, that's gonna be good. That's a great next step. Okay. I love that. All right. So I think it's fair to say that you would recommend it to anybody looking to start.
Let me tell y'all
That's
something.
so funny.
If I I really want to tell people, if you're unsure, pray on it. But if
Mm.
you're smart, like
Join.
I said,
Yeah.
you're the one person I see that's talking about stuff that nobody else is talking about.
Mm.
And like I said, going through your program, you have receipts.
Period.
And
Yeah.
everything that you said is coming out on TikTok.
And
Okay?
everything. Yeah.
Everything. So they will be, please, nobody take this wrong. You will be a fool not to join, not to join. And I trusted God during this whole process.
Right.
So I just want to say thank you. The young entrepreneurs, whatever age you are, young or whatever, this is it, because you're talking about real life stuff. And
Mhm.
if you want to have a business for the long run,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. You're not on here 8 hours a day repeating the same thing.
No.
You're not talking about 25 bundles, get this many. No, you talking about real life stuff that really old. No, serious, Nat, because I see it. I'm unfollowing those people because, once again, I
Now
had
you
that
know.
mindset.
Now you know. Right. Yeah.
I had that
You know.
mindset. Oh, let me get this grant for $50. Girl, they all unfollowed. I'm on every day. I see your stuff. What's she talking about today? Because I know it's real.
Mm.
And not only that, I'm able to share with my other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, right,
Like, look, this is stuff she's talking about. Go follow her. This is some real life stuff. We wonder, you wonder why we're still on the what you call it, a hamster wheel. I didn't
right,
feel like I was going anywhere. I
right,
wasn't.
right. Yeah,
So all I'm gonna say is that if y'all know better, if they're watching you, and if they have, and if they needed that extra, like, is it worth the program? I'm proof of it. And
okay,
y'all gonna see, because I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give receipts, and that gonna give y'all receipts too. I'm
period.
proof of it.
I
I'm
love
proof
it.
of it.
I love
And I
it.
love it. And I love you. You're phenomenal. I got to know you more on a personal level through this program, and it's amazing. I'm happy that I've met you during your program.
And thank you for letting me so into you too. I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. It doesn't work if there's no one for me to communicate with, if there's no one to share this information with. So thank you for taking that jump. Thank you for taking that leap. Thank you for trusting in me. Thank you for trusting in the platform, the information. Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate you.
I want to say you're welcome, but I just want to say no, thank you.
It's
Oh
a,
my God, this was the piece. This was the
yeah,
piece that I needed. This
okay,
was the piece that I needed for so long, that people always talked about, but they didn't know how to. Nobody broke it down to me, and that's another thing. You broke things down for me to understand.
right,
I don't have to come with big words. I don't have to come all polished up. You
right.
accepted me as I am in my business. You
Mhm.
understood what I was saying. I don't even know if I understood what I was saying when I did the application, but you're like, no, you have a niche. You
You have a
have
name.
something.
You have something.
And you helped me put everything in perspective. So I just want to say thank you. You're doing something great. And I will be referring, I will be pushing young, old, anybody who's starting a business. If they don't take this, this is a great investment. A great. You will avoid so much stuff with your program. So thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you for coming on today. And I'm going to make sure to leave all of your information in the description. So if anyone wants to get to know your brand and watch your journey
Yeah.
to continue to succeed, then they
Yeah.
can follow along. Thank you again, Melissa, for joining me today.
Thank you, Nat. And I hope everyone have a great night. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you.
Of course.